real, your 20s are confusing AF. Some of your friends in your circle are getting engaged, others are having babies, and some are still trying to figure out how to finish school. Others are jet setting around the world in their dream job. Some are thriving and some are surviving. And then there's you. You clicked on this video because you're not quite sure what you're doing just yet, and you're hoping that I have some answers for you so you don't have to figure this out alone. While you are in the right place, this isn't just the how to survive in your 20s. No. This video is about how to ascend in your 20s and build the dream life that you actually want. Because around here, we don't do bare minimum energy. We're here to thrive. When I graduated with my degree and landed my dream job in the fashion industry, I thought I had it all figured out. I was like, that's it. I'm good. I'm done. I did it. And then one day I just sat at my desk like, that's it? What's next? I had no plan, I had no direction, just a lot of pressure to have it all together. So I made a choice. I built a blueprint and now I'm living the life that I used to dream about. I've made my 20s mine and stepping into my 30s feels exciting, not scary. Now I'm here to hand you the same formula, taking what you like and need to help you do the same thing. Let's talk about how to get your ish together, step into your power, and create a life that lights you up. So I'm going to be very real with you. A lot of the advice that I'm about to share with you for women in their 20s is not politically correct. And honestly, most of it probably isn't. But this is the advice that I would give my 20-something self. What I will one day share with my daughter. And here's the thing. I actually followed most of it. And that is why I'm able to sit here today in my 30s, feeling genuinely happy and content with how my life has turned out and is currently flowing. Did I make mistakes in my 20s? Absolutely. But a few bold decisions and just a few shifts completely changed the course of my life. So if you want real talk, no sugarcoating, no fluff, you're in the right place, so let's get into it. The first one I want to get started with is get your education. But I want you to think beyond the degree. And I don't mean just college. Yes, go to a university that aligns with you. That chapter of my life gave me so much more than a degree. It gave me independence, confidence, and the foundation for everything built since. But education doesn't just stop at the classroom. It's about becoming a student of life. So take the courses. Read the book, get that mentor, learn the skills, ask questions, be obsessed with becoming smarter, more self-aware, and more capable. Because the women that win in their 30s are the ones who started investing in themselves early. Mentally, emotionally, intellectually. So yes, get that degree if that calls to you. But whatever you do, never stop learning. And diving into the next one is to do your inner work. Don't just be book smart, be emotionally smart. We all know women who have the degrees, the titles, the resume, but when it comes to emotional intelligence, self-awareness, boundaries, communication, totally unprepared. And that's not a judgment. It's just a reminder that real success requires both. Getting your formal education is very important, but so is learning about yourself, about who you are, how your mind works, where your beliefs come from, how your childhood shaped you, and how to unlearn what no longer serves you. It's one thing to know how the world works, and it's another to learn how you work. You either face your pain or your pain runs your entire life. So let me be so real with you. If you keep bearing your problems, shoving it under the rug, they don't disappear.
They just wait.
And when they finally come up, it's never gentle. Unhealed trauma doesn't just sit quietly in the back. It shows up in your relationships, in your money patterns, in your confidence, in how you speak to yourself when nobody else is listening. If you don't face it, you start to believe, this is just who I am. But you are not your trauma. Something bad happens to you, but that's not your identity. And the next version of you, the one that's glowing, successful, loved, abundant, she's waiting for you on the other side of that healing. So no, it is not easy. It's simple, but it is so worth it. Start rising. You are not broken. You're becoming. Inner work is what creates magnetic confidence, healthy relationships, and long-term peace. Oh my gosh, peace. Ask yourself, what are my values? Are these values going to age well? Am I living in alignment, or am I reacting from old wounds? And that's exactly why I created the Goddess Abundance Reset program, my signature digital tool to help you tap into your divine feminine power, release old stories, rewire your mindset around worth, confidence, abundance. It's everything I wish I had when I was in my 20s, and it's what has helped me build the life I have today. So yes, get the education, learn the skills, but also do the inner work to understand yourself. The women who thrive in their 30s are the ones that did the inner work in their 20s. And if you're no longer in your 20s, you can still do so. It is your responsibility. Next is to learn real relationship dynamics. Educate yourself on relationships. And I'm not talking about those how to send the perfect text. I mean real relationship education, especially as women. A lot of modern day relationship advice is just wishful thinking. It assumes that men and women are the same. Spoiler alert, we are not. You don't need 1,000 tricks to communicate better or sound more chill. You need to understand the laws of polarity. What truly magnetizes a masculine man to a feminine woman. It's the energetic differences between you, not sameness. When you try to be just like him, hyper rational, emotionally detached, in your head all the time, you're repelling the very dynamic that you crave. It's like magnets. A plus and a minus attract. A plus and a plus, they push each other away. So if you truly want a relationship that feels aligned, connected, and passionate, learn the energetics. Study polarity. Learn how to embody your feminine energy while holding your standards. You can still be a boss babe, but you want to learn the relationship dynamics. This is a level of relationship education that we all should have gotten, but most of us never did. So learn the energetics, study polarity. And next is how nutrition works before it catches up to you. So you want to educate yourself on nutrition and how your body actually works. Most women in their 20s don't realize it's easy to look good and feel good right now because your hormones are on your side. But what you do now, it sets the foundation in how you will feel in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and beyond. The food that you're eating today might not be causing damage just yet, but just wait. If you don't understand how food signals your body, how it affects your energy, your cells, your skin, your hormones, it will show up later. Learning about nutrition in my 20s saved my life. If I hadn't done the research, asked the questions, and got serious about what I was putting in my body, I wouldn't be feeling this vibrant, healthy, and energized in my 30s. I feel better now than I did in my 20s, more alive, more flexible, more me. And that's not magic, it's education. Now I am teaching my own daughter to do the exact same thing. And as she grows, we're having the conversations about food, not from a place of restricting, but awareness, because I want her to grow up nutrition savvy. She can make her own empowered decisions and choices as she grows and evolves. And last but absolutely not least for this section is learn how money works. Finances doesn't seem exciting to learn about in your 20s, and to be honest, I really didn't get it back then either. I felt overwhelmed, confused, and bored about the financial advice out there. So I did what a lot of women do. I handed over the responsibility to someone else. I let other people manage my money, and that got me in trouble, big trouble. I bounced back, but it taught me a powerful life lesson. If you don't take ownership of your own money, someone else will, and they might not have your best interests at heart. Live below your means when needed, without living below your joy. And this phrase gets thrown around a lot. And for a while, it actually discouraged me. I do believe in an abundance mindset. I believe that when you spend with intention, money comes back. So when I say live below your means, I don't mean to penny pinch every single latte. I mean don't spend recklessly to impress people you don't even like. You don't need a brand new car off the lot. A $700 payment is not a flex. You don't need the Chanel bag just because it's what's going to show people that you got it like that. Just because you can buy something doesn't mean that you can afford it long term. So here's what I do. I have a non-negotiable number in my bank account, and no matter what I do, I never let my balance fall below that because that's my safety, my investments, my future. Instead of following every single trend you see on social media, I built a personal style. Instead of constantly shopping, I invest in experiences, weekend getaways, deep conversations, joy that actually lasts. And if you're at that age where you are able to still live with your parents, even in your early 30s, No judgment. Do it. Skip the Instagram aesthetic apartment condo that you can't actually afford. This season is for building, not proving. So yes, treat yourself to that Starbucks caramel ribbon crunch. Enjoy your money. But also remember that a $2,000 bag could be a $10,000 investment in 5 years. Your future self is not asking for a trend. She's asking for options. So give that to her. So here are a few things that I recommend. Start learning, watching videos, reading books, taking classes on finances. Follow people who actually have the wealth, not just flashy cars, but financial freedom. Learn about investing, stocks, real estate. Even if you're not ready yet, learn it. Just build the fluency. And remember, money spent is not wealth. Wealth is money that's growing, building, working for you, even while you're sleeping. Being financially fluent isn't about becoming a financial expert. It's about being an empowered woman who knows how to take care of herself. Let financial confidence be a part of your identity. The next thing that I want to dive into is let men invest in you. If there are men around, put your wallet away. And this might trigger some people, but hear me out. If you're dating men, working with men, or just even existing in male spaces, do not pull your wallet out. And it's not about being entitled. It's about energetics. When a man is truly interested in you, he wants to invest. He wants to contribute, whether that's dinner, your education, your business, or your growth. Let him. When I was in my 20s, I allowed men to pay. Not because I couldn't, but because I understood that when a man invests, he's showing up. He's claiming you.
And that also might trigger some people.
I use that time and space to invest in myself, to save, to grow, to do my inner work. And why is that? Because investing in a woman upgrades a man's energy. And it's not just theory. Being around you already elevates him. Let that exchange be mutual. So let me give you a real example. My father paid for my entire education, and the pride on his face is unmatched because men want to provide. It's how they feel fulfilled. And yes, I'm all for women being financially independent, but don't confuse independence with resistance. You're not proving your worth by paying for yourself. You're showing that no one else sees enough value in you to contribute. Let men invest. Let them show up. Let them lead. It's not selfish. It's actually selfish not giving them that opportunity. Because here's the secret. Your energy is radiant. Men grow from simply being in your presence. They feel more confident, more driven, more alive. If he's receiving all of that from you, it gives him the opportunity to invest in you for your growth. Give him the opportunity to rise. Let him contribute. That's not weakness. It's feminine power. Now, alongside this is dating with a plan. Since early times, dating was for marriage. Now, if marriage isn't your goal, that's completely okay. But if it is, then you need to date accordingly. No more seeing where is this going. No more situationships. No more giving girlfriend energy to a man who hasn't claimed you. You're not just going to lunch. You're not just going to dinner. You're spending time with a suitor. He's not your boyfriend. Don't attach a label that has not been earned yet. Here's what most women don't know. Psychologically, we're not wired for long-term relationships with no direction. We have no ancestral history on boyfriends. Our nervous system doesn't recognize that as safety. It recognizes it as uncertainty. That's why when you feel after a year or two, so many women feel anxious, stuck, or start pressuring him to commit. Not because you're needy, but because your nervous system is craving that stability. And when you give your emotional energy to a man who hasn't offered a commitment, you unconsciously put yourself in a one-down position. So I've said this before and I'll say it again. Don't call him your boyfriend if he hasn't earned the title of a husband. You'll save yourself years of therapy, tears, and inner work by simply dating with clarity from the very beginning. So next time you go on a date, remind yourself, this is not my boyfriend. This is a man who's auditioning for a role in my life. If he's not serious about the part, then he doesn't get the energy. Make intentional moves. Don't waste your 20s. Move with intention. So while everyone else is partying, this will save you years of regret. Most people under 20s are out here chasing fun with no plan, blowing money, maxing out their credit cards, dating anyone who gives them attention. And then at around 28, like a ton of bricks hit. Suddenly they wake up and realize, I need to get my life together. But by then, it's not just a wake-up call. It's years of debt, emotional baggage, maybe kids with partners they didn't even like. And now they're not just building their life, they're cleaning up a mess. Now listen, I do believe it's never too late if some of these things have already happened for you. You can absolutely turn things around. But why put yourself at a disadvantage when you don't have to? So a series of events that happened in my life forced me to grow up early. And because of that, I became intentional sooner. I made decisions that gave me options, freedom energy, wealth, peace. And guess what? I still had fun. I still went out. I still traveled, but I didn't make fun my full-time job. Your 20s are the foundation for your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. If you treat this decade like playtime, you may end up paying for it in the next 3. That is no way to live your life. Your 20s will be over like that. They are short, Don't waste them. So here's my advice. Build now so you can play later for the rest of your life. Make intentional moves. Set yourself up to be the woman who looks good, feels good, and has the money in the bank in her 30s. You're not missing out by being smart. You're securing a life that will feel like a vacation while everyone else is still trying to recover from a hangover. So you want to be mindful of female friendships. Not all are safe. Be very careful with female friends who have yet to do the inner work. This also applies to females in your family, your husband's female family, and this might be hard to hear, but it will save you from unnecessary pain. As women, we are not naturally conditioned for integrity in community. We weren't evolved to work in large, trusting groups like men. Men had to hunt together, protect the tribe, and rely on one another for survival. And women, we're relational, emotional. We base trust on how we feel in that moment, not necessarily on history or loyalty, unless we've done the inner work to rise above those instincts. So that means that your ride or die bestie today might be the one gossiping about you tomorrow. And it's not because she's evil. It's because she hasn't healed. She hasn't learned how to regulate her emotions, hold space for others, or operate with feminine integrity. Or have you ever heard of the one that says, I'm only friends with guys because they understand me more? There is a mother wound there. So in your 20s, you need to protect your peace ruthlessly. Don't overshare. Don't send things that could be used against you later in the future. And never confuse emotional closeness with energetic safety. A secret is only a secret if it lives with you. The moment that you share it, it becomes a potential liability. How many women do you know that post my bestie, my sister one day, and then the next they're dragging the best friend? It's common, especially in your 20s, because most women haven't done the work just yet. If you do the inner work, you stop chasing people who drain you, so your energy can become a magnetic for the right ones. Your dream circle is made of women who are deeply ambitious and heart-centered, operating from a high frequency. No drama, no gossip, no chaos, encouraging your growth, your goals, your healing, love you in a way that feels sacred, not performative. And those kind of friends, they're not attracted to the version of you who's betraying yourself to fit in. They're attracted to the version of you that has done the inner work, who knows her worth, who walks in her power, who protects her peace. So if you're in a season of solitude right now, don't fight it. Let it refine you. Let it raise your frequency, because that new energy, oof, that's what's calling your next level tribe. But here's some tough love. Don't trauma bond. Build sacred friendships rooted in value. Don't confuse chemistry with trust, and don't assume loyalty just because you've known her for years. The more inner work you do, the more you'll start choosing friendships that feel peaceful, not chaotic, that feel safe, not stimulating. And that's how you'll protect your energy, your reputation, and your emotional world. The next thing I want to talk about is do what other women won't. And this tip, honestly, all of these tips apply at any age. But if you master it in your 20s, you'll always have the upper hand. Most people want the success without the discipline. They want the glow without the grind. They want results without routine. The most powerful shift in your life come from the things that require upfront investment. Time, money, energy. Most women avoid those things. That's why I learned them. While others delay about learning about money, I studied wealth. While others put off their health, I mastered nutrition and movement. While others stayed confused about men and love, I studied polarity, energy, and feminine magnetism. I don't do this to compete. I do it because I believe in giving myself the best advantage possible. And that is exactly why you may be watching this video. Invest in learning new knowledge always. The fact that you are currently watching my video and on my channel, you want to learn things about how to set better boundaries, how to manifest, how to level up. You're already doing it. Get as uncomfortable as humanly possible, because that's where the magic happens. Now you have two choices. You can stay in the 99%, live in the same hometown, work a job you don't really love, but it pays the bills, stay surrounded by the same energy, same habits, the same limitations, because it's comfortable, and there is nothing wrong with that. If it makes you truly happy, great. But if you're here and you're watching this video, you're not here for comfort. You're here to evolve, to grow, to become. You're here to build a life that your past self couldn't imagine, and that requires discomfort. It means walking into rooms where no one knows your name. It means starting conversations with people who intimidate you. It means building new habits, leaving old friendships, moving cities possibly. It means letting go of familiar so you can finally experience freedom. Was I scared? Of course I was. I moved across the country and I was scared AF, not knowing what was going to happen. But the reason I have the life that I now have, the reason I have the friendships that I have, the business, the abundance, is because I chose discomfort. So you have to decide. Are you going to live with the pain staying the same, or the temporary pain of growth and expansion? One feels safe, the other sets you free. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about embodied power. It's about becoming the woman who's always prepared. inspired, aligned, and in her fullness. When you do these things for yourself, not to prove anything, but to become, nothing is ever wasted. Every skill you master, every habit you build, every truth you embody, it all compounds. So if you want a life most people won't have, start doing the things that most people won't do, and your future self will thank you. If this resonates with you and you want to go even deeper, I'd love to invite you to join me inside my inner work program. You'll find all the links in the descriptions down below, but if you're unsure where to begin, I highly recommend starting with the Goddess Abundance Reset program. It's my #1 best-selling program for a reason. Inside we cover everything from inner child healing, shadow work, limiting beliefs, feminine energy, and magnetism, relationship dynamics, abundance mindset. It's a complete reset for women who know she's meant for more and is ready to start showing up like it. So go take a peek in the description, and when you're ready, I'll meet you inside. If you have any additional powerful lessons or advice for women in their 20s, drop it in the comments down below. I'd love to read them, and so would this community. I love you, I'm cheering you on, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!